How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Paleo Pod, where we talk about paleo-related things. And today we are being joined by Starry. Say hello, Starry.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. So today's plan, of course, we will be talking about Chaos Theory Season 3 that came out a few weeks ago. So who's gonna get us rolling with that?
I want to say I really enjoyed the tone of this season. I thought it was a lot better, especially with like everything with the Pyroraptor. It really made me enjoy the Pyroraptor a lot. Because I remember like even like the first time we were all hanging out on Path of Titans, I even made mentions like, why did you use the Pyroraptor when you could have done Ostroraptor? I still believe that, but I actually don't mind it now, despite its very strange and somewhat ugly design.
I enjoyed the build-up of it. Like, there was like a feather here. It's like, it didn't quite show it like straight away. It was really cool looking. And then it did some really dumb Arctic Wolf, like Olympic event sports in the snow, which I was just
So-
like, I guess it's homage to the water scene. And I was just like, you know how difficult it is to move through snow and it's just surfing it like it's just nothing? I suppose it shows off how powerful the Pyroraptor is in Jurassic World. But...
it is goofy thing. Like, I know in season 2 it was being on the back of a Stegosaurus. Like, that's goofy. And
Yeah. We need
not
to
as
the
goofy as
plates.
being on the back.
we
Right.
need to have a
Moving on.
goofy thing every once in a while, you know? It's like
It's for kids at the end of the day.
Yeah.
it's like you guys thought that it was goofy that it could swim so well in the water, even though it didn't have the proper feathers for that. Well, wait until you see the snow, you know.
It's just like what Lakota said last time we spoke about the Pyroraptor being the fire thief. But could
Yeah.
swim really well in the water and now swims perfectly fine on the snow.
Yeah, you got to have that ironic naming.
Oh,
Oh, that's occasionally we lose Dino Guy.
Oh, what?
you're going in the back room.
Ironic naming is what we heard. That's where we're
Yeah.
at.
Am I here? Am I present?
You're there. You're there.
Okay.
You're with the
Oh.
present.
Oh,
Oh wait,
You are-
wait.
I'm that. It's just. Oh no. I spoke too soon.
All right. Now you're good.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, we're good.
okay, so Starry, what were your overall thoughts of Chaos Theory Season 3? Like, you know, from start to finish, how would you rate it? Like, what were some highlights for you? What were some, what's the word? Lowlights? Is that the correct word? I don't know. I feel like it is. Yeah. What were some lowlights for you? You know, just let us know. What is it?
Pyroraptor was, I guess, the best.
Mm.
They bring it so correctly, like biology say, no, palo pizza, but they bring it so slowly and not just like it came out of nowhere in 2 episodes. I think it's 3 episodes that they took to bring it in full scene, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. And after the fight with the Atrociraptor was making it like it was a real dinosaur and not just some stupid lizard that attack everything and actually defend its territory and said it. And they link it up with the movie. So because they pushed it out in the Valley of Biosyn, that's how he met Owen and I forgot the name of the other character on the icy part, because it was going back to the valley and because the limit of the valley was the icy part. So a link up the movie, which Dominion needed some link up because it is a long movie, but it is a very too long for what it is. It's mostly hair inside. But they did the same with the how you call it, the market scene. They bring it so good. They bring so many pieces that were missing out of it in the film, like how the dinosaur bring there, how they go inside, and where the what's the name of the lady, the blonde lady?
I really can't
What was
think.
her name?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Santos?
Yeah, Santos, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's Santos, yeah. We have a more backstory out of her, which is good because in the Dominion, I'm pretty sure she just come out of nowhere. She just blank character that just looks straight in the eye. And the downside of the season is the way they can we say it? Yeah, because we can spoil. Because I guess we can spoil.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
The way they killed the raptor trainer. Oh my god! I know you love Carno biology, but I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking, but I hate it on this scene. I know they're trying to bring it like, it's just a dinosaur react the way it is. It's not gonna react to the Owen pose and like, I can control it. But they could have done so much more with her to just bite her head off, and the Atrociraptor are like, okay, and we just go back to where we came from. That was the worst for me. To be fair, I did not expect it. I was with my fiance when I watched it the first time, and we were like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Oh, again, she's gonna control the Carno, and then she died, and I was like, "Okay." For kids show, that is a lot. Even off screen, I know it's very hard for a kids show to kill human off screen, even off screen. And in Chaos Theory, we see a lot of death, and it sounds gory, but I like it.
No.
For a dinosaur movie, it's good.
No.
We kind of need that because they're animals.
Venturing into those Clone Wars, Star Wars style.
Yeah, like
cartoons.
as someone who grew up with Clone Wars, it's like, nah, people die all the time.
Yeah. Anakin was stabbing people through the chest like every other episode, man.
I always think of like the Citadel arc and like how many clones bite it in that arc. And like we're getting off topic now, but do you remember like that? There's like that one scene where they're like crawling through the vents and like those trap doors start closing, and one of the clones gets cut in half, and like you don't see it, but you can hear it happen. It's like, oh my god, it's crazy. Anyway,
just quickly we'll disappear of this. The thing that I always think of is the scene where they're attacking Kamimo, and Sars Ventress is there throttling a clone, and then drags him onto a lightsaber, kisses him, and then it, like disengages lightsaber, drops him to the ground.
Yeah.
I just remember as a kid, like, what?
It's also Maul just full on dismembering clones.
Yeah, in the final season.
Like full on, like rips a guy's arm off with one of the doors.
Yeah, or
just
I'll throw one more in before we get back onto topic. When Grievous like crushes a clone's throat with his foot, in season 5. Yeah.
Now, but back to the whole Chaos Theory thing, though, we do actually see quite a few people like technically off screen, so we don't see it, but the characters see a few people get got by the Indom in the first season of Camp Cretaceous. That actually, like when I was watching it, that caught me really off guard. I had no idea they were actually going to kill people.
Yeah,
so I was like, "What? Maybe this."
I was the same.
Watching.
Yeah, you see this.
I had the same reaction.
Yeah, you like see the art style going into the show, and it's like, they're going to tone everything down. But in the first season alone, it's like the Indominus it kills everybody, and like people do die quite significant. And it's like it's not like, it's not simply just off screen. It's like you can hear bones crunching and things like that. It's like these people are dying. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the first impression was it's going to be like a very family-friendly thing. Like the kids are going to pet dinosaurs in that episode. That episode are going to go and see more dinosaurs. It's going to be like, oh wow, they'll pet more dinosaurs. And I think it sort of changes for me when they fell into the Velociraptor pen and nearly got eaten. I was like, oh, that was pretty close. And then obviously, like the Indominus gets out and everyone starts getting munched on and.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay, it's gonna be that kind of show.
I might be saying something weird, but I feel like the kids' show are more violent than the movies. I feel like that right now. We see some blood and everything in the movies, but they're so scared of killing dinosaurs because I think we're seeing a lot of dinosaurs getting killed in Chaos Theory in Cretaceous, and in the movie we barely see any. Even the Sinoceratops that get killed by the Carno, I'm pretty sure. Is alive.
Yeah.
You see it move in the background after. So even the dinosaur that got bit in the neck, get up and just run away again.
The tone of Universal is changing. So ever since I think like Jurassic World, it's meant to have been this very family-friendly thing, and that's why in the gaming side of it, you don't see any dinosaurs dying in that as well. So, if you play Evolution, it's a tranquilizer dart. If you play on Funko Pop, their version of Jurassic World. All the others have blood and gore, like the different scenes on Funko Pop. When you get to Jurassic World, again, it was the dart things. There's been many cancelled games where dinosaurs have been shot at, so Universal gone, actually, no, we're not going to go with that because we're showing dinosaurs getting shot at. And them dying, so we don't want that. And I feel like they're finally getting into their heads that seeing a dinosaur get shot, it's not that bad. I think J-Pog do it quite well. You shoot a carnivore, it was just a carnivore. If you shoot a herbivore, everyone's disgusted. But you know what I mean?
You remember what I sent you about evolution, about the development of evolution, and there were a shotgun plan.
Oh yes,
for the Rangers team. And I sent you the picture, and I was like, because I was looking at the artist that done the choppers and everything, because I'm really interested in weapon in general in the universe of it. And I found it out of nowhere. I'm like, is it the same artist? And I check, it's him. They had a full weapon set where you could kill dinosaur, and there was even a shotgun with net at the end, where you can capture them and put them in a net. But they removed it 100% because Universal were like, nah, we're not killing dinosaur. We can't do that, especially in evolution.
I remember like talking about, I think it was with NJ Jurassic, about like dinosaurs being shot. Like they're very 50-50 on it, like not in games, but in the movie you literally see one of the InGen mercenaries like Dimorphodon pops it once, puts it down. You see people, I still don't get how the Indominus survived it, but he gets hit with an AT-4 rocket launcher. He gets shot tons, and it just sort of like roars and runs off like, bulletproof.
I wonder if that's where, because I've had some comments that I have deemed kind of ridiculous. I had someone ask me if a T-Rex could survive a 50 cal, and I'm like, what?
That's where it would have come from. It would have come from that, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, the 50 cals are anti-tank rounds. You're gonna cut that T-Rex in half.
People are expecting like a Hulkbuster scene, shoots a T-Rex in the face, bullet just ricochets off, and it looks back at them like, oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, in the Primitive War book, they even the bullets just like bounce off of like raptor skins and stuff like that. And it's like, I think people have a different idea of what dinosaurs are than what they really are,
Because they think of it of like lizard, I think, is like when you see a crocodile, lizard and crocodile, and you see crocodile have like a sort of Kevlar type skin to it, and in their head they think like, oh, you must ricochet 5.6 on that. And I think it's coming from that, because every dinosaur I shown as a crocodile, like, especially for my favorite Bionics, it looked like a crocodile. And when you think of a crocodile, you see the back of on the back, the very thick skin. And I think people think of that being like, yeah, dinosaurs are the same. You can shoot at them, it's gonna go puff.
Yeah. I know that like with alligators, there's like a specific spot on the back of their head that you have to shoot in order to kill them, because the rest is just like uncertain. I mean, of course, there's their underbelly, but maybe. I mean, most dinosaurs didn't have osteoderms, and T-Rex didn't have them either, so it didn't have the same, armor that crocodilians have.
Now,
so
Ceratosaurus,
that middle part of its back, better not shoot there because it'll bounce off.
Scientists invent time machine, go back like, how many rounds of 5.56 can this Ankylosaurus sponge?
Like, we're doing this for science, all right? We're figuring this out. And then they just completely mess up space-time continuum, and they come back to the future, and everybody's dead. It's like you shot a single Ankylosaurus.
They come back to the future, everything's fine, but like some museum curator's like, yeah, like a few years ago we found this Ankylosaurus specimen and it just had like bullets in it, and we're not sure why.
It's like, so this completely recontextualized how we view dinosaurs and humans, and we now know for sure that they lived alongside each other and that they developed weaponry way earlier than previously thought, and it was advanced weaponry. It's like, oh no, what have we done? Or worst case scenario, it'll be like Planet of the Apes, where they come back and they find the Statue of Liberty, but it's not like the regular Statue of Liberty. It's like a lizard man. It's like, what have you done?
A
Troodon, yeah. It'll be like that speculative evolution dinosaur human thing.
Thing is so ugly.
Yeah.
Dragged ourselves back to Chaos Theory. I feel like these darker tones are going to be quite good for the future for the franchise, because seeing how dark it is in this kids show makes me wonder what Rebirth is going to be like. Well, obviously, we've heard a lot of people are going to die in Rebirth. These darker scenes especially makes me think that we might get something kind of gruesome in the lines of like Lost World vibes, where you know what's happening because you can kind of see it, but it's darker and sort of in the way. Seeing how lush the vegetation is, how much water they're going to be in. I'm going to guess there'll be a few night scenes where people perish. I'm going to guess that people may perish by being picked up by the. I was going to say, every time I see them, I don't think Quetzal, think Hatzagopteryx, but no, the Quetzals, I can imagine them picking people up and you just see them drop. And the death scene will be a bit like Looney Tunes style, where they just plummet to the bottom of that sort of valley area. You can imagine the underwater scenes. Someone's going to get dragged down. There'll be bubbles of where the water just turns red. And I think that's the kind of gruesomeness that we're going to get in Rebirth by looking at the vibes that we're seeing from Chaos Theory. So I can't imagine all those death scenes would be strictly off camera. There'll be parts and bits that we'll see just to keep the rating down, in a sense.
Didn't they, what was it, at CinemaCon, they showed another trailer and people were describing it as like terrifying. So I think we're certainly going to be getting something that's a little bit darker.
Wasn't it the one where people were saying that T-Rex was breathing fire?
Yeah, it's the same one. Apparently they like misreported that, saying, no, what we meant to say is that it was surrounded by fire. It's like, how do yeah.
I might be surrounded by air and breathing it, but that's not how fire
Oh,
works.
You have a guess.
Doggo.
Oh.
Doggo. Sorry for the audio only listeners.
Yeah, there's a dog, and
yeah.
like if you
Forgot about that.
guys, if you choose Spotify, just know that you're missing out on dogs. All right. Or yeah, if you're listening on YouTube, then you're missing out on a dog.
But yeah, Chaos Theory and Jurassic World Rebirth. Oh, so cute.
Two dogs. Two.
My dog's downstairs, and she usually just sits on my bed anyway, and I'm not turning my camera.
Did you see for Rebirth? Because we talk about Rebirth right now. Did you with Rebirth? The first trailer was very action focused, and the second one that they dropped recently, you see they kind of backtrack, be like, oh, we might have made a little mistake about being too action focused, and it started to be like more calm and explaining that it's gonna be like the first Jurassic Park, more gruesome and everything. They kind of backtrack on it, and I think that's because they think Chaos Theory work with being darker. I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I'd hope so too.
And because we get feedback.
Yeah. I hope for more of a dark turn. I think that's overall better.
I really think that Rebirth's going to be like a very big moment for the franchise continuing forward, and just like with like Chaos Theory and Dominion, they can't be banking on Chaos Theory like saving a movie just by recontextualizing it. I mean, that's kind of what made the prequels as good as they were, because you had the recontextualization of the Clone Wars and stuff like that. But God, I really hope they're not banking on that as a fallback. Like, if the movie does bad, it does bad, but like,
I don't even like that with them overlapping with Dominion. I don't even know if that actually even changes anything about Dominion realistically.
probably not.
It's like,
But
it does one thing. It makes me, every time I watch Dominion and we see the broker selling things with the car, I'm like, ha, Brooke and the Raptor handler are right there.
Yeah.
They're right there.
It gives some context to the movie. It shouldn't happen because the movie should have the context that we needed. But I think the script was already there for Dominion. But I think Dominion is the longest Jurassic movie.
I think it is.
So I think they were like, we're gonna have to cut it because we're not gonna have time to put everything in it. So that's why they're using Chaos Theory as that.
Yeah, I feel like Dominion should have been 2 films ideally. what was going on in Molten and what was going on with Biosyn Valley. And I feel like that's what Chaos Fury is doing. It's kind of repairing and filling all those like gaps, and also using some of those assets. Because in Dominion, creatures were like, "Oh, look at this! Look at that! Look at this!" And it was never like they were never really given that much character. It was just like the Pyroraptor's here, and then that was here, and then that was there. So I feel like I'm hoping in the next season we're going to get a bit more for probably the Quetzal, maybe a bit more for the Giga, a splash in the Ferrocenosaurus, because I feel like Ferrocenosaurus got a decent amount of like playtime in a sense.
I make that Giga a monster. Make that thing a villain. Make it deserve that death that it got.
I agree with that. Like
because in Dominion they made it act like an animal.
I was just chilling.
He was just
living life, wasn't
animals things, and he just got killed by the blind Ferrocenosaurus. I can't pronounce it. The Terry. But my French accent is gonna pop off. I'm not gonna do that to you all.
But no,
it just literally got impaled, and I was like, okay. And then the T-Rex get up, and I'm like, I love Rexy, but oh my god, she's an old woman, and she get up after all of that.
She's in her 40s.
Yeah, for a dinosaur, I feel like it's a lot.
For a T-Rex, she should just be dead. Honestly,
she very much was dead. It's like she doesn't move or anything. It's just she's dead right there.
She got revived.
She
got revived. Literally, she opened her eyes and fight again. I
like,
don't see where she gets all that energy, especially when we see in the start of the movie she didn't eat, so she's hungry as hell, and because the Giga took the deer, so she's not eating since she's in the valley, so she's hungry, old, and beat up, but everything she had to go through. Humans, the raptors in Jurassic Park, and some other things, but she got destroyed, and she just get up and help the Terry kill it.
No,
which is funny, very funny. I like how it's like
built on spite.
It's like, hey, you almost killed me. I'm gonna help this weird goose thing with giant Freddy Krueger claws to kill you. I'm gonna push you into him.
I love how angry the Ferrocenosaurus is in the Jurassic World universe. Like, it's just unnecessary. Like, there's a deer there. Like, swipes it. It's just like, oh, I hear a human. I'm gonna kill it.
I like how unbothered the deer was too. It was like, oh, some's right. Whatever. This is just,
back to the lobby.
I make a single sound in the woods and they bolt. But the second a giant turkey shows up, they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up, friend? Care for some grass?"
But the Terry look always so confused about what is she or he. I don't know if it's male or female, but he's doing. Like fully
confused. Blind, isn't it?
Yeah, but he looked extremely confused. Like when he killed the deer, we don't really see it, but when he killed the Giga, it just roared out of nowhere. But I guess it was confused from what just happened in his clothes.
I mean, it's not deaf, so I'm not exactly sure why it didn't like either turn the other direction and leave or attack Rexy. Because I'm like, you kill one big carnivorous theropod and you've got another one. So either there's some higher intelligence communication happening here, or
it's,
I don't know, God intervened.
It's the Daredevil of dinosaurs, is what it is. I never got. I feel like the whole blindness thing was very inconsistent, though, because it's like it's blind, sure, but then when it fights the Giga, it's like dodging attacks and things like that. It's like, are you blind? Are you blind or not? You know,
it's very aware, and I don't think you can do that with your ears or even your nose. I don't think
unless you're Daredevil. Unless you're Daredevil.
Unless,
well, I feel about Ferrocenosaurus.
But about the Giga, because we talk about the Giga, I feel like the design of it, I don't like it. And they could have used the beautiful design that they had in Evolution 1. Why did they change it to a huge crocodile?
I know.
Because it's 100%
And
paleo
what's-
accurate, 'cause we see in the prologue.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say,
It's-
as we know, this is what it looks like in universe because we see it in the prologue.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's
And it lives in the Hell Creek Formation.
alongside half the other fauna that doesn't exist there. I cut out a whole clip of our first episode about this.
Yep.
And put it on TikTok. And it's look, my thing is that the same people who say that it's like when you compare them to their IRL counterparts, then they're like, oh, but they're all frog DNA and stuff like that. Now what they're doing is like, well, in universe, this is what they look like. And it's like,
It's because of the mess. Because at the end of the day, Bison said they went for 100% accuracy. So, like,
Yeah, exactly.
the only explanation is that's what the Giga looks like in that universe.
It's like, yeah,
do we know if it's legal or illegal?
oh, the
I think we're losing Dino.
Yeah.
You should get Dino. We lose him twice.
Am I?
and then
Wait,
he
no.
comes back.
Am I gone? Am I good?
You're back. You're back now.
I think now you're good.
never mind.
No, never mind. Okay, we lost him 3
It's
times. This
twice.
never happened before.
For
Oh,
Give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. Why are you moving around like a FNAF animatronic?
Why are you moving around like a FNAF animatronic?
Just let it fly. Just fly. Mosquito! Giant locust!
Oh no!
Starts getting carried away.
What were you saying, Starry, about something being legal?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna come back on the locust after because that's a thing. Yeah, is it legal for them to clone dinosaur? I'm still confused about that.
I can't tell. I can't remember actually. Mostly, like
It was meant to be illegal originally. So
well, they did. No, wait, no.
Changed it.
I think it was legal because he was saying that they were able to make complete untouched genomes, and he highlighted Morris Intrepidus, which means that they made Morris Intrepidus. So I assumed they were allowed to make like the Giga and the Pyroraptor.
World.
Yeah, you would think that they wouldn't be, but he was like flaunting it. He was saying, "Hey, we were able to make them accurate. We were able to make them pure. Like there was no legal consequences behind actually making them in the first place."
Yeah.
I never.
If you remember rightly, they made it when Musrani brought Jurassic World. I think that's when they made it legal again to do that sort of messing around.
But when they,
because obviously, like the InGen ones that they made in JP3, they were illegal or classed as illegal.
Yeah,
weren't they?
yeah.
So then I think like when Musrani bought it, it became legal again because obviously Musrani in under InGen under his rule, as it were, made more dinosaurs, didn't they?
They did,
Yeah.
and they also brought a lot
Yeah.
over from Site B. But wouldn't it make sense to outlaw it again after dinosaurs
Yeah.
ended up everywhere, and you're
Too
trying to you're trying to get control of them. You're trying to like bring them to specific areas so they don't bother people. Why would you allow people to make more of them?
And you have two, like I said, two
'Cause it's
parts.
full.
Yeah, 2 parks
them
that
have failed.
failed. Yeah,
And it is also very inconsistent even within Dominion itself, because we see that there are like illegal dinosaur breeders in like the opening scene. So it's
oh
like,
yeah.
okay, so some of this is illegal and some of it is not.
Well, okay. Now that I'm thinking
rich you are.
Now that I'm thinking more about it, there was that like news segment in the beginning that said Biosyn. I think Biosyn's like the only one that's allowed to do something like that. I think they have control of all the genetic and or dinosaur things going on out there. I think
But still
it's
weird.
been forever since I've watched Dominion, and that whole opening news montage was lazy, and I always forget about it. But I think that's what they explained, and I think that's also what's happening in Chaos Theory is they're explaining how Biosyn got all that power. Because they're threatening politicians and things like that with the Atrociraptors. That's right. Yeah. Okay,
That's
so
pretty cool.
it's kind of things are clicking in my brain again. Things are clicking in my noodle. I think I'm starting to figure it out. But I don't know. You still think that you'd have like a little bit more, like you'd want them to be a little like just say, hey, you guys have control of the dinosaurs, but don't. Well, of course they are still being threatened with their lives. I don't know. If I'm being honest, the Jurassic franchise, its lore is kind of messy. If I'm being honest, and like not all of it's clear, so it gets a little bit confusing.
It look like the new people that make the movie don't understand what happened before.
Right.
They just sometimes try to cancel everything that happened before. Forget about it. But yeah, the illegal thing doesn't make any sense. In our world right now, if we create dinosaur, Tupac failed for the same reason because he created dinosaur, and now you got a new company saying we're gonna create dinosaurs that are fully real, that they're gonna no enclosure around, just a force field. you're gonna be like, might not be a good idea this time. Let's cancel it right now. But yeah.
One chip malfunction.
Yeah, it's over.
And security
the Quetzal. Yeah. Imagine the Quetzal just getting out.
They lift it.
It will destroy everything in its path. And you look very aggressive towards everything that is in the air.
And they did get out. Like, we know they did, because there were a few nesting on the Empire State Building.
Not to mention, at the end of the movie with that final montage, there's like a couple Quetzals just like hanging out with Canadian geese.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I hope that we see more of the Quetzal because it was so underused.
Well, you can't because they're all dead biology. They're all dead.
Yeah. But honestly, like,
another thing, I hope they're gonna explain why the dinosaurs are out of nowhere. Because it's. I might understand something wrong, but they said every single one is dead.
I don't think they
understand.
I don't know if
they can't survive from the equator, and they're having to go to these equatorial zones to like live because the environment's too harsh. Even though we see a Patasaurus living quite comfortably and having naps covered in snow, half the dinosaurs that are in Jurassic World didn't even come from tropical climates as such.
Yeah.
Hey, biology.
Yeah.
Frog DNA.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, frog DNA.
And my whole thing, and then this will segue us into the whole discussion about the locust and how that was involved with chaos theory and how that's going forward. My whole thing with Dominion, and my first issue before we get to the locust, is it goes nowhere. It literally does nothing with the whole dinosaurs in the wild plotline. It goes because the ending of Fallen Kingdom and the ending of Dominion are almost exactly the same towards the conclusion of what would happen. And it's like, you set this up. This movie was supposed to be about this. And you did nothing.
This movie Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like the Locust's only job in this was to show off how evil Biosyn was from the get-go. Because a lot of it was overlooked. If you think about it, the Locusts were only eating crops that weren't designed by Biosyn. So Biosyn was either trying to force farmers into buying their crop, so monopolizing that thing, because obviously if your crop gets eaten, you're not going to make any money, so you have to buy the Biosyn ones because they're not getting eaten by the locusts. And from the get-go, that just shows off that Biosyn is quite evil without physically seeing it first. Because obviously when you first see Biosyn, it's a pretty happy, ongoing place. People like working there. They've got well-paid staff. The staff seem happy. They're doing all this sort of thing. But underlining the fact that Biosyn is an evil corporation in a sense that's only out to make money. And I feel like that was his only job for the Locust was that.
Yeah. And I mean, that does
and also
highlight...
to give Wu redemption.
Yeah. Yeah. It does highlight a pretty good thing in that way, the whole corporate greed thing. But I don't know. Ian Malcolm set up all the way in the first film, like the dangers of genetic technology of like with these creatures and everything. And it just feels like they didn't necessarily pay that off. The movie ends on a happy note saying, hey, we can coexist. It's like, are you kidding me? One T-Rex can mess up a whole ecosystem. What are you talking about?
There's like a video that you did, Lucas, about sauropods. Just destroy habitats.
Yeah, so many modern day species would go extinct if you introduce these new variables. You have dinosaurs in the wild. You're losing a lot of your favorite modern day. Yeah, you're losing a lot of your modern day animals because of that. That's a problem, and it is one that could be explored in movies. But they just But now they're just like, no, dinosaurs are dead. They're in the tropical zones. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
and like you said, and like what I said, why did they go to the locust way? Why the locust was an idea? They could have, like you said, and you said, they could have used the dinosaur point. Like, T-Rex is going in the cinema, and they explore that more. How he's going through the forest and killing every wolf, for example, and it's and then he's killing every deer. She's killing every deer, and no, they decided to just capture every single dinosaur. They left some in the wild, but we don't care. Only Chaos Theory care about that, and not that much. And then we care about some bugs, like some huge locusts that they created, and evil company ×2 now after InGen. No. And we don't care about the dinosaur in the wall, like you said. That. And I'm gonna defend the film. Normally, I'm gonna be honest. I hate Dominion. That is the worst movie for me. Okay, I throw that out there. I'm gonna be hated for that. I know some people like it, but I'm gonna defend it. It was made during COVID. I know, bad word. You can censor it. I know COVID is not liked. But it was made during COVID, and every single people was into a hotel together, and it was not made like Rebirth's gonna be made, or Jurassic World was being made, in tropical island and everything. They had a very limited time to do things, and they couldn't bring a lot of people into one area because of the COVID situation. So it was necessary for them to do something, I guess, a bit more recluded. That's the word? No, like with less people.
Oh yeah.
Secluded.
Secluded. I think there's a word. Yeah.
And I feel like that's the reason why they have to do the locust way, because that's for them the only way to have one actor there with two other actors, and everyone is in the background but far away. If you look at Dominion and you look at it, there is never like a huge crowd of people, and when there is a huge crowd of people, they're very spaced together. They never like people talking to each other and everything. It's two people, and you have two other people there, two other people at the end. But when you watch Jurassic World, it's entire crowd of people. So that might be the reason why they didn't go the dinosaur in the wild way. But why couldn't they wait for COVID to just go?
I mean,
and they film the movie after.
Yeah, I mean, I get that problem. That's definitely a problem. But then in later movies, I just don't like that we're kind of abandoning it. I mean, I'm glad that Chaos Theory is. Oh my gosh, Lakota died. I'm glad that Chaos Theory is.
Lakota died.
It's like, dude, I think Thanos.
Oh no!
I think Thanos.
The guy's frozen.
I think Thanos. I'm frozen. I'm frozen. Am I back? Am I back?
No, you're back. Okay. Yeah. So Lakota died.
So Lakota. I guess Thanos. Thanos.
Oh, you froze again.
Oh. Am I back?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, but I guess that Thanos snapped his fingers because Lakota, vanished. But what was I saying?
I said I'll be right back, and then I had to yell down my whole.
No, it was funny from my perspective because it's like I wasn't looking when you said that, and then I look down, and I see your chair just spinning, just without you in it. So I'm just.
I'm gonna clip that for later.
Like Thanos, no. Why? Anyway, but I'm glad that that's why we have projects like Chaos Theory, because it does give us a chance to see how the world was affected by dinosaurs and other such creatures being released into it, I think is what I was saying before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the fact they label the locusts as prehistoric insects.
I know.
They are real.
Yeah.
They are prehistoric. Not made up whatsoever.
I want to believe that is like some story that Biosyn has spun about these, rather than that actually being what they are in universe. Like, this is something that Biosyn was like, oh yes, these are prehistoric locusts that have emerged from InGen facilities that were like stashed away somewhere. Like, I just want that to be a whole lie, just to fabricate this whole thing.
It could be, because like no one knew that Biosyn even did that, did they?
Exactly. Yeah.
That could be it. They'd be like, InGen, man, they're such idiots. They made giant bugs that are eating all your crops. Good thing ours are safe, but sorry for you.
Yeah.
I also like the whole dino training idea as well. Like with the Troceraptors, there's more Troceraptors out there that have been trained. The Carnotaurus being trained. If that was a real life product, I would be buying that.
You'll end up like the trainer. You know what I mean?
No, I won't. I'll keep them well fed.
It's like, no, I'll hold my hand up better. All right, I'll do a lot better. I'll just
More stiff.
Man, I was like thinking, imagine how much. Like, I don't think there's something that there's never really put into this. So they have that Carno, right, in cages. It's trained and everything. But how much meat that animal would take to feed?
a lot.
Yeah.
And you think of how much it costs? What, anywhere between 1,000 to 4,000 pounds for a whole cow? Like, it would be ridiculous keeping that as a pet. Like, these people in the black market must be like millionaires. There can't be a poor person in there owning one of these dinos.
Yeah.
But if he trained, he must cost them. Sorry.
No,
but
go for it.
If he is trained, the Carno, it must be sold at a massive price, and it will not be used to farm seed oil. It will be used to go to cartel war or drugs war or whatever. It wouldn't be used like to farm some like peaceful little seed oil things like that.
No.
Also seems a bit of a waste out. Obviously in the movies are bulletproof, but in that it'd be a case of like, oh no, can't poof.
Oh, it's dead. Wow.
That's my whole thing that I never got with the whole weaponized, like militarized dinosaur stuff. Use a gun.
I know, it's so silly. It's like with the Atrociraptors, you got like a laser pointer. If that's on your gun, it's like you have the shot.
If you have the gun here and the laser's already on the target, pull the trigger.
It's like, no,
I mean like that.
It's like, no, I'm just gonna. It's like, no, I'm just gonna press a button, and then it'll take even longer to kill this person because my raptor has to run in and then take it out. It's like, and then
also avoid gunfire.
It's like, oh no, they killed my raptor. What am I gonna do now?
My multi-million-dollar war raptor.
They killed it, and
also it can be.
I didn't bring any ammo. I can't finish my mission. No,
I just have this stupid laser. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think the only viable one was the Indoraptor because it was bulletproof. I think, but still, the idea of pointing laser, having a full assault rifle, 5.6, 30 round, and you just press the button, and be like, "Does it work?" And you, I'm confused. Why? In what occasion would you be like you like you said, you point at someone, and you said just to press on it for it to go kill it, but why? Because then you if I understand right, you can only point one target and it would attack only that target. So I mean you need to go pop.
Yeah.
Pop. So you just pop like that. Why you trying to shoot?
I think
It's like you're just adding unnecessary
because also the ones that's going around the mansion, it was just killing for fun at that point. Even though it was laser targeted one target. The only modern day application I can think about it, especially with the current affairs that are going on in the world, would be like trench clearing. In a sense of, instead of sending guys over there, you put the laser on a drone, you fly the drone with, let's say, a squad of 4 of these Indoraptors. Obviously, the people in the trench will hear the drone and go to hide, because they'll think it's something else. And then you just laser point, like, any particular person in there, and those Indoraptors will just clear out for you. Because there'll be guns down trying to not move much anyways, because they'll be thinking, that's the only modern-day application I'd feel like it really almost work.
Now I kind of want to see, like, a story with, like, an Indoraptor in World War One.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would make. Do you see the artwork? Some people done artwork with soldiers and the Indoraptor. That would look very cool. That would be a good spin-off, or even like a fun film thing to do.
Like a
but again,
kind of thing.
It's an animal, even if it's genetically made to kill human and be directed. I feel like it's still an animal, and we see it. They kind of trying in Fallen Kingdoms. They're trying to be like, yeah, it's still an animal. He can still do what he wants. So, like you said, you put him in a trench, then he turn around, he look at you, and he go full speed at you. In your trench after. Then both sides are dead. Then it's a win-win. Because you can't really use animal. Dogs are very sympathetic. My French accent. Sympathetic with humans. But it happened a lot where it just doesn't want to hurt other human being, and they can't be trained to a full extent to it. So I guess dinosaur is even worse. I might be wrong.
Yeah, because it's not domesticated.
Unrelated to the dinosaur stuff, but here's a cool fact, or maybe not a cool fact from history. So the Soviets back in World War II actually trained dogs
Well, I
to
know what
wear
this
these
is.
bomb
Oh, yeah.
vests, and they would go under tanks, and they would blow up the tank, basically. But the Soviets trained them with Soviet tanks. So they kept going under Soviet tanks instead of German tanks.
They look at Panzer and go, "That's not the right one. Look, it's on a T."
It's like, why are you telling me to go to that one?
You're using this one this whole time.
Yeah.
Just animals in warfare. Have you guys seen the pigeon bomb?
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the ethics. Oh, you've not seen this dino. The ethics
No, I
behind this are
haven't.
quite dark. So this is the only dinosaur that's ever been put into warfare. If you think about it. So there was this missile, and the tip of the missile was a compartment to keep a pigeon. These pigeons were trained to, every time it tapped a certain point on the screen, it'd drop a bit of food, it'd get a bit of food, so they realised every time it hit this little dot on the screen, it'd get a bit of food. So then they changed the dot over time to a ship, so then it would hit the ship. So it'd be like, so if you drop the missile from your plane, or the bomb even, and it's got these fins on it, and it has this little window, and it'd steer the bomb into the ship, because obviously back in World War II there was a bit of difficulty of taking out enemy ships with planes. Obviously you had carpet bombs, stuff like that. Wasn't very accurate. The Germans had a radio wired control missile which was really useful, till then they decided, let's not shoot at the missile, shoot at the plane, because the plane had to be low enough to use it. So yeah, they tried training pigeon. It never went through in the end. I think it was because of the ethics side of you have to train this pigeon to essentially kill itself to take out the target. So you're putting a lot of effort into that one pigeon for it to just go poof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
imagine for the
man,
dinosaur. Oh, sorry. Imagine for the dinosaur. Dogs are been genetic. No, we done some genetic with dogs, because dogs are not natural in a sense. I think.
We've selectively bred them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It would have need to be done the same for dinosaur, I guess, because a pure dinosaur in Jurassic World, nothing's pure, but a pure dinosaur wouldn't react as well as, like, for example, Blue did. Blue is like the 5th generation of raptor that InGen did, so it take some time, and even so, she's still aggressive toward Owen. So it would take a lot of generation.
Domestication doesn't happen overnight, and
yes, it does.
The whole thing of training. Hey,
yes, it does.
It happens overnight.
Tell that.
You two
Tell that.
swap places? Why
Tell that to
is
the-
I know, yeah.
happening?
What's going on?
Tell that to my bear. All right. Okay.
You have a bear?
Keep it a
Where'd
secret.
you get a
Pulls out his
bear?
cat.
Where did you get a bear?
I don't have a bear.
Oh.
Bears have
Then
been
why are we
extinct in
talking about your
Michael too
bear?
long.
We're talking about your bear.
No, you said your bear. Okay, I'm done.
Domestication doesn't really happen overnight, but there is the odd case where sometimes an animal, like, you see people pet tigers and they don't straight up maul them, but then it's always littered with risk that animal one day will go, you're looking pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Oh, you're acting a bit like a prey animal right
Yeah.
now, and then they just get out of hand. So I think that's the case with dinosaurs. I think you feed them enough, they will probably go, you know what, this is a good deal. And then one day it'll just go. There's a chance it could just go. You know what, you look right. A bit like the Carnotaurus and the handler. The way it stopped for the handler was just like, what are you doing? Are you? No,
It
you're
was a bit
definitely food.
confused about the situation. It was very confused about the situation because I guess he wasn't trained, he was controlled with a chip in it. I
Yeah.
think. And so the
was
chip
trained,
wasn't
that one.
made for it. Are you sure? Because she's
the
controlling it with the. I was gonna say the Apple Watch, but
The laser sound, yeah, the laser sound.
Yeah, like she was doing that thing. It wasn't like it was
Also, it's
it was
the chip.
imperfect.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
said it's trained, but not as well as like the Atrociraptors, because the Atrociraptors had more intelligence over the Carno.
Okay. Speaking of the Carno, that's Demon, and I'm disappointed by
Yes,
the way
Demon.
I'm disappointed by the way that Demon looks.
I watched your review. On
Yeah.
it.
They use the same model, I think.
It's Toro's model,
Yeah,
basically.
it's Toro, but
They just broke
it's
the
actually
horn a
the same
little
model.
bit, you know. They didn't change the colors, the head shape is different. And it's like that's disappointing to me because I love the way the demon looks in Dominion. Like Demon looks
Demon's messed up.
yeah, Demon looks
It's
sick.
messed up nicely.
Yeah. I love freaking Demon. And now also, you know, there's a lot of people who think that it's Toro. Like, you know, I talked about Toro a little bit on TikTok, and I have people in the comments saying, yeah, he comes back in Chaos Theory. It's like, no, he doesn't. That's Demon.
We might be biased in
What
Valley.
happened to Toro?
I think he's
Well,
he's probably been
He's on the
taken.
island.
I think didn't
Yeah.
they say that all of the Manticore Island creatures were taken off? Shortly after.
I'm pretty sure they've gone
Pretty sure.
to Bison Valley. Because when you're
Probably.
looking at the iPad and flicking through some of the creatures on there, you see Toro's model on the picture.
Is it Toro
Yeah,
or
but
is it?
again-
Oh wait, no, it wouldn't be Demon because Demon's in Malta. Never mind.
No.
But again,
Yeah,
you see
model.
the same.
Yeah.
You see the same thing. They reuse the model.
Hmm.
They do a lot. Even when I'm doing a model myself, if it's a background thing, I will just reuse my own character.
Yeah.
Just put a hat or something on it, and if they do it in Chaos Theory, it just saves so much money.
Yeah,
But
budgetary
it's
reasons.
bad that for a dinosaur that got recognition in Dominion, so like Demon, they just reuse the model. That's very sad. And I guess they do it in Dominion too because the budget was destroyed
Yeah.
by the actor.
Tyrannosaurs at the end, yeah. Because they all had Rexy's model.
Yeah.
So
They're all the different sizes and just
it's slightly different colors.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know,
like that
it's-
is a little
it's only
bit
for a few
unfortunate.
seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we got
Money.
like I don't know. Did we get confirmation that Allosaurus was the same one from Battle at Big Rock? Because they focused on its eye, and you know,
Yeah.
because it got shot by the crossbow at the end of. But-
Man.
I don't remember it's implied. I don't know if they've physically come out and said it, but it does look like it because obviously.
Because I mean, that's
shot
the
in the eye and
that's
blood.
the it's the one that everybody thought killed Brooke in season
Yeah.
1, and I think that didn't they say that was the same one from Battle at Big Rock?
Battle at Big Rock took place in what? California?
Yeah, that's where they were,
So-
weren't they?
That's what,
Yeah.
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 I mean,
I
yeah,
think, yeah.
it lines up. I'd also like to say Battle at Big Rock, and I said this on stream yesterday, probably one of the coolest pieces of Jurassic media we've had in a
Oh, yeah.
really long time. It was so cool.
I agree.
And, you know, I can't even remember. I think I was in like, what year did that come out?
2020. Was it 19?
It's just before
No,
Fallen
okay,
Kingdom,
I was
wasn't it?
I was on a vacation with my
No, just after.
wife, which means yeah, it was like 2020 that it came out, I think.
Double checking this one.
Oh, she took my.
It was like
photo
just
on
after
the phone.
Fallen Kingdom, I think. So it was like
Fallen Kingdom came out in,
dinosaurs been like
yeah, Fallen Kingdom came out in 2018. I think that Battle at Big Rock, it was either 20 no, because I didn't go on that Utah trip in 2019.
September 15th, 2019.
19.
Really?
2019.
Yep, September 15th, 2019.
Maybe I was just showing it to my
I-
wife and it wasn't when it came out.
Man.
In my head, I'm just there like thinking, oh, Jurassic World only came out last year.
I was a freshman in high school.
You were
That's
I
how
was
old
I was 19. I just barely graduated high school.
Uh,
I think I was in uni.
that close.
I just came in the UK at this time.
I mean, I might have left uni at that point. I can't remember. God,
It was just
it's
before the pandemic happened. Crazy times.
world.
for the dark days.
Yeah, before the empire.
Oh,
It's sad
man.
they don't do things like that anymore.
I know. I
wish
was
he did because it was so good.
I was
It was so good.
I was expecting like at least one or two more short films after that.
Yeah, me too.
Because it did well, I think. Everybody loved it. And it's a good way to show us how like these dinosaurs are affecting environments and stuff. It's like you can't even go camping without being attacked by an Allosaurus and Nizoodoceratops. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute video on YouTube that done 12 million views. I guess they made their money back on it.
Yeah, I'd assume
I'm-
so.
Pretty sure, yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a full movie, so you don't have to put as much budget into it. And it's just a quick little story that you can help bridge the gap in between like movies and stuff. You know,
I like webisodes like that because on a different franchise, Walking Dead, the little
Yeah.
webisodes that you got on
With
that
mosquito
were
and everything.
absolutely awesome. So like, I'd love Jurassic to do more of those, especially if it's like bridging gaps. It's extra story to the overall universe of what is Jurassic World. Obviously, they're quite focused on just for ages with just the film. You just got a bit of film, you got a bit of film, and then obviously they added like Chaos. They added Camp Cretaceous first, which then added loads of extra detail. Like there's stuff going on what we've seen from the film, but then there's other stuff happening as well. It wasn't like when you were in the film, it's just sort of like, yeah, that's just happening there, that's just happening there. And when you have all these like little bits of projects knocking about, it adds to it. A bit like how Star Wars is right now. The whole, you don't just see it as it's Anakin Skywalker and the Clone Wars. There's different things going on different planets and etc. There's different like rules and things like this, and I feel like it would do the franchise a lot more, adding more of these like little webisode things.
Yeah,
because like oh, Bidrock.
At the very least, I wish they wouldn't drop their whole like seasons of their shows in one day.
I like
You know,
I like binging.
It would keep the hype a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, like binging's fine, but it's like these shows happen so fast because they drop the full season in one day and then nobody talks about it. Like here we are, like a few weeks later. Technically speaking, if they released it weekly, the episodes would still be coming out, and people would still be talking about them, which would keep the franchise fresh in everybody's mind, and therefore would probably be a huge positive for everybody. But because they drop them all in one day, everybody binges them because they are pretty short episodes. You can knock it out in like 5 hours. They binge it all in one day, talk about it for maybe at most a week, and then everybody moves on. All they can do is speculate about what's happening next season, you know? And I think that's a little bit unfortunate, especially with how good these series are.
And they could make more budget out of it, I think, because they could correct some things. I know which series do that. I think it's not animes, but I know some series do that when they see it gives a bit more time to correct some animation problem. They correct it. You might have not seen it. I don't have it anymore. I was gonna make a video on it, but I got gone on holiday in France. But there is a huge problem of animation with the Kentrosaur in the plane. The tail completely clip through the what you call it, the cage.
Oh,
you can see it through it, and they fixed it because I watched it twice the day it came out. I literally took a day off for it, and I watched it twice, and a third time the next day, and I realized the next day they fixed it. There was the tail of the Kentrosaur was coming out in one frame out of it.
that's funny.
If they could fix so much thing and improve the animation a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. And also they cut off one of the best actor, the French guy, Omar Sy.
Oh.
He's not doing it. I was so pissed. I seen him. Everyone was like, "It's him." I'm like, "Yeah, it's him." And I'm like, he's speaking into a perfect American accent. I was like, "Oh no, they removed him." Because it's Barry. Yeah, it's Barry.
Yeah.
I think they removed it, and I was like, baffled. I was like, and I checked the French version. It's not him either. It cost a lot of money to have him because he's a huge actor in France.
Right.
But I guess they might do the same thing for Ian Malcolm and everything. I hope not. If they do it for him, they might do it for other characters. And that would be very sad.
I mean, they kind of already got a replacement for Owen because, you hear that other actor's voice in Evolution.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance to use him.
So nasally.
Yeah, a little bit. On the thing with, webisode things, like Battle at Big Rock, though, I definitely think with, the rise of, analog horror type videos on the internet, it would work really well.
Handheld videos?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's also one of the reasons why I really liked the Dino Tracker. Do you, I don't know,
Dino Tracker's fun.
You guys remember the, it was in Wyoming around Devil's Tower and Allosaurus stalking someone at night? And he's filming around, and then all of a sudden jumps out and gets him. Apparently he survived. I like that stuff.
Everyone survives Allosaurus attack.
No. What's funny is I think, if you look at that site as canon to the universe, they're probably lying about a lot of those people that survived. Because it's almost every single video you see, it's fortunately the person survived. And it's I don't know. There was that one guy, there was that one person that got attacked by the JP3 raptors. And it's fortunately they survived. I'm like, are you sure? I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
And them, we don't see them anymore because there was something I needed to talk about with someone that watched it because my fiance is out of it. She just watched it for the fun of it. they were over raptors, like plane raptors
Yeah.
from similar to Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So it's a new raptor.
Yeah, they were in
in it.
Malta in Chaos Theory. Yeah.
Where did those come from? Because they are Jurassic World raptor, the park Jurassic World raptor, the same design.
Could they be the ones from Manticore Island? Because I think we saw those ones in season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they used this.
So that,
They used the same model, I think, because saving budget and all that.
Have to remake if you already made it.
I
Yeah.
think I was like, oh, there is raptor now, over raptor, because they say in Dominion that there is no more raptor. When they talk about Blue, that is the only
They
one of
did, didn't
Only
they?
the last one left.
Did they?
Does he talk about Velociraptor, or does he talk about Blue as
It was
species?
it was Blue specifically,
The last
wasn't it?
of a
Because
kind that they mentioned,
Oh,
it's
Blue.
because-
you froze.
oh,
You froze, Dino guy.
am I back?
You froze.
Am I good? Am I good? Am I here?
Oh, do we freeze for you? That's
No,
something I
you
always
don't
forget to ask.
you don't freeze for me. No. I mean, you used to. Can you hear me?
Oh, we'll just say like,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see you moving side to side,
Yeah.
dancing.
Nice. Okay.
I don't feel like
But I think it was Blue specifically because Blue was able to reproduce asexually.
Yeah.
And he wanted to use that for the locusts so that they can do something so they can go extinct. I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched it, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess you're right. They're talking about her specific characteristic that she can do, whatever she can do.
Yeah.
But that means there is the JP3 raptors in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
How did they move from Site B?
I know that a lot of
Because
creatures were taken off of Site B and brought to Jurassic World. I don't think the
But not
raptors
those,
were.
because in the book where you see Claire as a normal employee, where she come in the back, I think it came up before Jurassic World to explain a bit where she come from, and it's explicitly said, my French accent, that they do not want raptor in the park at all. Because they know what they did on Jurassic Park, and the only reason that they had Owen's raptor is because they were bred specifically to be combat raptor and not display animal. So I don't think they will be moved from Site B to Site A.
No. But,
So,
I mean, I don't know. It's
something that always confused me is like how Site B's populations just didn't become extinct.
Yeah.
Because you think of how big those raptor packs are. You obviously have the one side of the island with the tiger striped raptors. That was a huge family unit, and then that was like a nesting ground. And then you look at how many eggs on the other side of the island in JP3, how many raptors are in their nest, and how big that family unit was. The numbers don't add up unless it's just as simple as in the UK, like the whole the fox and the rabbit thing. When the rabbit population goes down, the fox population goes down, and then it somehow survives plausibly like that. We're seeing how killing machine-y the raptors are. I'm pretty surprised that Site B had anything left on it after a few years with that amount of raptors.
There was once that huge theory where they're like, they were saying things like the Jurassic Park Spinosaurus caused an extinction on the island because it hunted all the other apexes, because it was like actively seeking T-Rexes, and it was like, so everything else died. Fun times. What's that?
I think. Sorry.
It just had a vendetta against Tyrannosaurus. Does that ever explain why?
No,
Or does it just not? It just doesn't like Tyrannosaurs.
it just doesn't like Tyrannosaurs.
I think it was like a territorial battle.
Yeah,
more in the sense that it got in the way.
I mean,
Because it was very
because-
hell-bent on killing those humans.
well, later on, Eric has Tyrannosaurus Rex urine, and he says, "Hey, that keeps away some of the smaller dinosaurs, but it attracts a really big one with a sail." And he's talking about the Spinosaurus. That means Spinosaurus is actively looking for T-Rexes. If it smells T-Rex urine, it's like, I'm going to kill that, because it attracts it. So I don't know why, but yeah, it's an aggressive animal.
Using like T-Rex piss as like an airstrike beacon.
And from what I
causing the
know,
Spinosaurus any fight.
the Spinosaurus was a juvenile. I think it was very young. It was cloned 2 years before. I
Yeah.
think. And they put growth, whatever they do with, they done the same with Bumpy, where they put growth
DNA.
speed on the, frog DNA to make him grow faster.
Yeah.
But I think it was taken after the movie, so after 2001, a year or two after by Manticorp.
Mhm.
So I don't know if in 2 years he has destroyed the island. I don't think so. For one animal to, because he's not like the Indominus, because the Indominus kill for sports. He doesn't eat or anything. But the Spinosaurus, apart from the human, was, I think, very. He was hunting to eat. I'm pretty sure. Apart from what we saw, because of the human were in the way, and he wanted to get the human for X reason. We don't know why. But
the whole like fan theory on it is that there was like a family, and it had babies, and you hear initial gunshot. Either he missed the Spinosaurus or it shot a baby Spinosaurus. And if you got about how about the urine from the T-Rex attracts the Spinosaurus because it wants to kill the T-Rex, you could possibly think maybe a T-Rex had killed one of the baby Spinosauruses and added into that, and it just has a vendetta against ending anything that's injured or killed its young.
yeah, because imagine missing a Spinosaurus, because it's not a little baby; it's a massive animal. Especially with the rifle he had, there is no way you're missing that thing.
It just bounced off its
Especially
skin.
Right.
Free shot.
Just bounced off of its skin. Is what it did.
And you see, Cooper, coming out all bloody. I don't think the Spinosaurus would have let him run like that in this state. One bite of it, and it would be split in half. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I think the babies might have jumped on him, he defended himself, shot the baby, and then just run away without the rifle because he got in a fight with the babies. I would say that's
It's a cool fan theory, I must admit.
I thought the Spino just didn't like the people because of the plane strike.
That is. It hits them. It hits it, and it got mad. That's the official explanation. I think an earlier script might have had the baby though. I think that's where that fan theory comes from, because it does kind of like link up with everything as well. Because you do hear those extra shots and everything. So it's a fun thing to think about. That's for sure.
Yeah, but Jurassic Park 3 was like Dominion. They both had huge script problems.
Yeah.
Like massive one. JP3, I don't know where it come from, but everyone love it now. Like I told to you, biology. Back in the day when I was younger, I loved it, but I know all my friends hated it, like a lot. And for a few years, people hated it, and out of nowhere, slowly people I think from nostalgia, started to like it more and more, and out of nowhere, it became the best JP movie for some people.
I feel like I can explain that. It's because it's a bit like Star Wars, really, in a sense.
The prequels.
Yeah, the prequels. So everyone hated the prequels when they came out, yeah. But everyone that loved the prequels were kids, and kids don't really have voices out there in social media and platforms like that. So then it became to a point now where all those kids, well, they're our age now, absolutely love that and can voice their love for it. And I feel like the JP3 thing is the same kind of deal. Like, a load of kids watched it back in 2001, now they're all adults and they can actually express that, whereas adults who watched it back then didn't express their like for it because they didn't like it.
Yeah. That was exactly my thought process, because that is in large part what happened to the Star Wars prequels. And like me, I loved JP3 when I was a kid, and I grew up and I was like, hey guys, this is actually okay. It's not a good movie, but it's a lot of fun is what it is.
Yeah, it's they were filming that as they were writing it. With some of it. And I feel like some bits get cut out of it which should have never got cut out of it. Like as a kid you would have never probably clocked like, how does Alan know what the JP3 Raptors look like?
In the plane.
Yeah, in the plane. It's like, Alan, surely that should be the ones from Jurassic Park that he sees in that dream, not JP3 ones. Now, there was a scene that was cut out where Alan, when I think he's at uni or something doing the lectures, he gets shown a video of the raptors hunting a Styracosaurus, and it would have been the first time we'd seen Styracosaurus, and that's why he knows why the JP3 raptors look like that from that one clip.
Right.
And another cool bit they took out is at the end, you know, when they do the whole speaking through the voice box that was fossilized and they 3D printed. The whole talking through that, and the raptors ran away, etc., because they're all friends now because they got their eggs back, and they didn't need that protein source after all that running. It was actually meant to be a battle with the raptors and the Spino. That was what you were meant to see, and they do bring that in Evolution. When you go to Side B and the raptors kill the Spinosaurus.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people think that is the canon way of it, the Spinosaurus dying. I know when I was doing a stream playing Evolution 2, and I was putting a Spinosaurus, it make people speak when you put a Spinosaurus anywhere. People love the Spinosaurus. And then people are like, oh yeah, it died on the Side B at the end of the movie by the raptor. And like, I was like, yeah, but it's the same in Chem Cretaceous. It is Snorky or what?
Snock?
Acid 87.
Snock, I think?
Snock, yeah, Snock, yeah. And it is him, but it grayed out. For some reason, they make him gray, a bit more gray and way bigger.
He's old. All that aging stuff got to him. He's just all gray now.
He's like, yeah, my aging has accelerated, so now I'm like, it just takes a toll on my coloration.
It should have made him very old because 2001. So I mean 2016.
Yeah, that's when
we see him.
Yeah.
So he's extremely old if we follow what he grown in 2 years.
He'd be
because he's very big for 2 years.
Yeah.
But is it like bumpy or it stopped when you become an adult?
That might be it, honestly. It's like accelerated aging until you stop, until you're an adult, and it's like, now you're good.
I do believe he is a little bigger.
He is.
He is way bigger.
He's significantly bigger, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's like a sail more than what he was.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
My perspective was thrown off.
You don't really see his size because he's not fighting a T-Rex.
Smilodons.
He fights Big Edie and Little Edie at the end.
Oh yeah,
season. Yeah.
When like Little Edie's frozen.
Yeah.
You can throw me out the bus, but I barely watched season 5. When I seen the robot dog, I was like, they ruined everything. Literally, my friend that is not at all into dinosaur, he loved everything. Robot dog, he stopped. Like, at all. He thrown him off from Chaos Theory and everything.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and I'm like, whoa, they gone a bit too far. And then Street Fighter with dinosaur. I was like, oh my god. And then Kenji is pumping the Toro, I think. No, Demon.
Yeah, it'd be Toro.
Yeah, Toro. And I was like, I watched it so I can make video and know what happened because it's canon. They said it's canon. But when it came out, I was like, oh, I literally, I couldn't.
It was rough.
The robots
were the first gen dog robots.
Those were okay.
First gen dog robots. Yeah, they seem realistic. Yeah. And then the Brad 2s, I was just kind of like,
yeah, there was
very derpy.
It's like, are we watching Star Wars now? I don't like this.
Yeah,
it reminded me of
Roger.
Has anyone here played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance?
No,
I did. Yeah,
I stopped at Metal Gear.
Do you remember the robot dog from that game?
I do not. Oh, I played this game like back in the day. No, I don't.
Oh, dude, look up the robot dog from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, because that's what those things reminded me of. I forget its name, and I feel so bad about it.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I know. And he's in the car a lot.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, I know which one you're going.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
Sure.
It's just like a toned down version of that.
Oh, yeah, him. Okay, him. Okay.
Yeah, Blade
That actually reminds me of something else. I think it was Metal Gear 3, where like one of the main bosses was a dog as well. A wolf dog thing. Let's say that out. kind of makes me wish that we got to see more robotics in Jurassic World. Eventually, they just like bring out geckos to deal with the T-Rexes.
Giant robotic giga.
This is like
Giant robot dinosaurs.
get like a Mecha Godzilla with that one.
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, I wanted to bring this up earlier, but man, we were robbed of a Utyrannus appearance. They name dropped that thing, and I got so excited, and I was like, please, please, and then nothing.
On that note, you know what's like really funny about that scene? Is like it's a scene that allows them to highlight how much they know about dinosaurs, right? They're like naming feathered dinosaurs because they're trying to figure out what this is. And they name Utyrannus, right? Which is awesome. And it's like, yeah, Utyrannus can cause that dent in the car. But then they name Sinornithosaurus and Anchiornis, two small dinosaurs.
Is it? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong here. Isn't Anchiornis literally the smallest dinosaur in the Mesozoic?
It's one of them. It's among the smallest. It's a very tiny dinosaur, yeah.
Like,
and they're like,
like
it was so goofy to me, and I looked at my wife and like why would they do that? It's like there's a lot of feathered dinosaurs you could have named, but you chose two tiny ones that probably could not have dented that car.
It's supposed to be throw it hard enough. Just bit my ankle, you little.
It's like,
imagine there's a dent like this big in your car door, and you get a mechanic to come out there and talk with you about it, and you're just like, it could have been a hummingbird.
yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure a pigeon did this because you said you saw feathers outside of it. Yeah, pigeon.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, pigeon.
I'm pretty sure you did a video on it.
Who did?
The new guy.
Me? Yeah, I did. I talked about it a little bit.
I'm a
on that,
fanboy,
yeah.
I know, but I seen your video. I know that's why I reacted like that.
Oh, I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, no, it was something that definitely stood out to me when I was watching that. Because they were like, Utyrannus. I'm like, yeah, Utyrannus could have. And then they were like, Sinornithosaurus. And I was like, what? And she was like, Anchiornis. I was like, what?
It would have been cool to see Utyrannus because it's a very pretty dinosaur. And you only see it once in Ark. And obviously Puff Titan and everything because, you know, but you barely see it anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's a very pretty dinosaur, but nobody seemed to care about it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Every design of it.
Yeah, Lakota has proof. For all of our audio listeners, he has Y is for Utyrannus by the what are they called, the bunny company? Bunny company.
Company.
And
your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. And he has the PNSO Utyrannus. Very beautiful figure.
Hey, I can't find an Ankylosaurus figure that's good.
Hey,
someone
the
please
safari,
make one.
the safari's okay. I know it. I know.
Right, biology.
It's like, don't make me do it, please. I was looking at. I don't have a Carnotaurus figure, and I don't have a Nanosaurus figure either. I was looking at a couple of them because I want to like get our 3 favorite dinosaurs and put them in the background, especially for the podcast. Yeah. But you're right. There's no such thing as a good Nanosaurus figure because I could not find one anywhere.
I'll have to make one. I know some 3D modelers. I can have them make something for me.
There you go.
Actually, this brings out a great question for Starry. Starry, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Yeah.
I don't think we asked you.
Ooh, Barry flippin' Onyx.
I love Baryonyx, but if I would talk, like I always said that on my stream, if IRL, I never seen one in my life, I wish. I would be dead, probably. I Baryonyx everywhere because it's very pretty for me. In the Jurassic World series, the design is way too much like a crocodile. I would choose the Suchomimus that they show in season 2. Yes. It is a very and the snake pattern on the back and everything. Oh, so pretty.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I love Spinosaurid. That's the classification. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say a mistake.
Spinosaurid.
So they're my favorite. So if I would do it, Baryonyx, Suchomimus, and then the new design of the Spinosaur,
Yeah.
which I love. Yeah,
Dino both
I
have the
don't
face
like
of-
the people would jump at my throat and I would be probably dead tomorrow. But I don't like the design of Jurassic Park 3. It was pretty for the time.
Lakota, you
But-
stop clapping your hands.
It looked too much like a T-Rex with a sail and a long snout. That's it.
It
I
actually
feel like
like its snout is a baryonic snout, and overall
It was
it's
meant to be
it's a
bionics at first.
yeah it was, wasn't it? I've been hearing that a
Yeah.
lot, and they're like, you know what, Spinosaurusify it, and you could
Grant
tell
say
because of
it.
that snout. I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
think Grant said, Alan Grant. He
Mhm.
say no, Billy. He said, "Oh, is it baryonyx? No, too long snout or something like that." Did they say that?
He says something funny, in my opinion. He goes,
I-
hey, what do you think it is, Billy? And then he's like, baryonyx, the snout. No. He says Suchomimus, the snout. And then he says, not with that sail. And he's like, baryonyx. No, wait, no,
Can
what?
I-
No, wait, no, what is
No,
it?
no, no.
Hold on, I got it all mixed up. He says, no, it's too big. And then he says baryonyx. But baryonyx is smaller than Suchomimus,
Yeah,
which is funny. I got things all mixed up, but yeah, it's funny.
yeah,
He's like,
imagine-
no, you need to think bigger, Billy. And then he thinks of a dinosaur that's smaller than Suchomimus. Which
Imagine if he had said Venator. Imagine. Smallest Spinosaurid. I don't know, man. Could be an ichthy.
Oh no,
But
it turns out it's Oceania.
I will fight you with every
I'm
fiber of my being.
not sure if you know this, but Dino does not like Oceania.
I like it. I just hate when people call Spinosaurus depictions Oshalaia. Plus, people don't like how I
Well,
pronounce
the
it.
Spino nerfs.
People don't like how I pronounce it either, but I think I'm pronouncing it the correct way because it's based off of the African deity known as Oshala.
I should call it
Where
Oxalania
does-
all the time.
Is it from the? I will not pronounce it because my French accent will make people scream. But where is it from? Is it from America?
Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil, yeah.
Yeah. It's a Brazilian
so-
Spinosaurid that's known from 2 pieces of its skull that no longer
I think it's
they no longer exist because they were burned in
All
Brazil.
you need to
in
identify
Rio
any
de-
dinosaur.
Well, yeah, a lot
we
of
have
a lot of them are.
Spinosaur.
Spinosaurs
Yeah,
are
you got
notorious.
Pyroraptors.
Yeah, I think in World War II they got bombed.
Yeah.
Then you say
Yeah.
the one in Brazil got burned.
Which leads to my favorite joke. If I had a nickel for every time a Spinosaurid holotype was destroyed in a museum, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that happened twice, right?
Yeah.
Like you said about Suchomimus before, I feel like my favorite part was when it got killed by Major. Like
Oh,
it made Major seem such a menacing. 'Cause you just see him for a bit at the beginning, don't you?
mm.
And then for ages, the Suchomimus was just a problem, and then Major came and fixed that problem, but also at the same time became very scary. The way
Yeah.
he just menacingly stands there watching them get away, like, you're next.
They kind of
I get hold
just
of you.
they kind of just dropped Major, didn't they? We didn't see him anymore after
Yeah.
that.
There was like a lot of talk about Major at first. There's quite a bit of marks. I was like, oh, Majungasaurus being like the main creature that's going to be the issue.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And it's like, hey guys, oh, I'm back again.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I
out.
stopped you from dying, and then yeah, fine. But also, I am a cannibal. I only eat Majungasaurus. That's why I'm not eating the Suchomimus and leaving its corpse there. Like,
It's like this was only to prove a point, all right? To stay away from me, all right? Wait, wait, hold on.
better than
It-
Spinosauridae.
It ate a lion, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it did. Yeah. So I guess there's that.
But it was a good villain. I feel like they could not introduce it better. Like
Mhm.
the way when I think it's Darius talk with the guy on the boat, and you just see it like with the flash of the thunder, and you see his head popping out of nowhere.
Mm,
That's a cool scene.
it's very
I
cool.
did not expect it.
Mhm.
Some like small thing of horror like that would be so much better into the movie instead of the goofy Fast and Furious type action that we have right now. It would make
That-
the movie way better.
That reminds me, wasn't there like a leak a while ago of like a Fast and Furious Jurassic World crossover?
It was
Is
because
that
of the
happening?
I don't
because of the
think
prologue.
so. I doubt it.
A few people
So-
want it to happen, but then it's like
So the leak was from the prologue because the prologue, when they planned it in behind the scene, they talk about it like it was part of the movie, but it was just the prologue that was before Fast and Furious to show to tease Dominion.
Oh.
But
Imagine,
because someone leaked,
um,
that's it.
imagine
that's
if
where
you're
it came
like,
from.
imagine if you're going to like the theater to see the new Fast and Furious movie, and then you see the prologue, and you're like, oh my gosh, man, dinosaurs in the Fast and Furious franchise, crazy, and then no more.
Yeah, but to be fair, they gone on the moon, so dinosaur is not
Yeah.
really far.
There was a really cool crossover with Jurassic World for its 30th anniversary with Transformers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had the Jurassic Park Jeep and it transformed into a Dilophosaurus. I really wanted to get that, man. I really did.
The T-Rex.
Also in Hot Wheels as well.
T-Rex would have been better, I think,
Yeah.
because the Dilo is very niche.
Well,
For Jurassic Park.
the T-Rex was its own transformer. It was a T-Rex, and then it transformed into like an actual like Autobot or Decepticon or whichever one. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that beforehand, Lakota. You use the hand to open the mouth like that.
Yeah,
I don't
this is an original toy from when the movie came out, I believe.
The original.
Is that
You're
a
missing its frill.
Wait,
It
it
does
doesn't
not
have
have
the
a frill.
frill.
No, it does not have a frill.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
it's
that
an-
particular one, it like slots on. You can
Yeah,
take
it's
it
got
off, so
the
you can
it's
have
got the
it without
JP
it, and then-
logo.
Yeah, I can
So
definitely
it's a kind
see
of
where that.
accurate Dilo, because it doesn't have the
Kinda.
frill.
I found this at a thrift store in Arkansas.
I like
That
it.
I
is-
went thrifting while I was in Arkansas. I found this guy sitting in a cabinet.
I
Also got a
like
cool
it.
Jacket at it, but yeah.
It's got that classic JP logo on it.
tattoo on it.
So many
Mhm.
of my dinosaur toys had that.
Mm.
But I hated the ones that were like, I mean, nowadays they have something to combat that. You know how it's like you can move the plastic piece to have like a gaping hole in it for like battle damage. It used to be that you
Yeah.
just like have a little plastic thing you had to put on top of it. And then like I always lost them. So it's like all my dinosaur toys just like had these gaping holes in their sides and things like that. It's just like
There were also the ones that just came with like stickers, and you're like, I literally can't even take this off if I wanted to. So like, I'm not gonna put it on at all. So
Oh man,
not
classic
sure what their
Jurassic
logic
Park
was with
toys.
that one. Yeah,
Oh, well.
but to end us off here, what is like the number one expectation for the next season of Chaos Theory? What is the one thing you guys want to happen? I know we already
Quetzal
talked
chasing
about
its prey on its floor.
What?
Like Quetzal landing and then chasing
Oh.
its prey rather than.
Oh yes.
Okay, I need to pull up my script for one of the video I planned, because I got the best idea ever of like something that could happen and could make every single people happy that love Jurassic Park. You can talk into what else look for it, but it was an idea involving the JP2 family of T-Rexes,
Ooh.
and they could because we
Oh,
don't see them too much, and it would
they
be a
are
good thing that
there.
they fall on them and be like, oh, there is other T-Rexes, and we finally see the family, and maybe we see Junior because we
Yeah,
don't know where is he.
that would be kind of cool. I kind of want to change my answer to that, but I'm not gonna because I won't steal it. But yeah.
Imagine you see like I forgot the name, Denji, yeah, Denji and
Kenji.
Oh, Kenji, yeah, yeah.
Kenji and I forgot the name. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. But going into a nest out of nowhere, and there is Junior that is still there. He will not be a kid anymore
Yeah,
because
it'll be
big.
he will be a grown one. And you see the three of them like just together. It will be the best things they can do. If they look at this podcast, please, I'm begging on my knees. Just we see them in the background, just walking past. That would be the best thing ever. And
That would be
everyone
nice.
in the world would be happy.
I would love that.
Especially we would know where Junior is because we don't know where is he right now.
Yeah,
He despawned out of nowhere.
I would
We don't
love
know where he
that. I would really love that. I agree with that 100%.
What about you, Dino? What do you want to happen?
So, I forgot. Hold on. I'd like to see I wouldn't mind seeing the Dimetrodons again. We didn't get to see too much of them. And it's like, I love my non-dinosaur prehistoric creatures, and seeing Dimetrodon again would be pretty good. I'd like to see that.
So, my thing, and this is going to be very controversial, Will, I want him to kill Rexy. Kill her.
I
I
agree.
probably will.
Give her an on-screen death. Kill that 40-year-old T-Rex, please. Let her sleep. Give her some rest, please.
Or
She's
we could
very
see at the
tired.
end, like, that she's just falling asleep and never waking up.
Yeah.
Or it's heavily implied that she
So
fell
that was a
asleep and
hell of a
just doesn't-
fight for that end bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
She's a grandma now.
It would make sense. Like, you could explain that the reason she was able to get up is because of adrenaline, and she like wandered. There's like a fan thing that I saw.
Is
Where
it?
she wanders into the forest and she dies.
You talking about the one where she teams up with the Spinosaurus to fight the Giga?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. That is.
that
I love that animation so much, man.
It'd be kind
But-
of cool, like you see her getting close to the family unit, Rexy. If those are like, hey, she's on our territory, and then the doe comes over and just kills Rexy because she's already weakened from that fight.
It's like
She's
they.
like, yeah,
It
get
would
on.
be gruesome. Oh my god, it would create war into the Jurassic Park community. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I'm
That would
ready
be
for it.
war.
I want to
And I
see
would
it.
be pissed. Because I want her to die, but I want her to be at least a minimum happy. Because she didn't have a good life. She
Yeah.
was treated.
Oh,
She had a ragged
hasn't.
tooth. She was tased by the enclosure multiple times. We see it in the book.
Oh
She was
yeah.
attacked by raptors. She was completely abused by an hybrid. Oh my god. She's the dinosaur that got the most battle scar out of all dinosaur, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. She's been through it. She's been through the ringer.
No.
She needs
I-
to sleep now.
I want her death to be either really gruesome or about as heart-wrenching as the Brachiosaurus.
Really gruesome.
Oh, it's gonna make me cry. To be fair, so if they are able to make it the same, it would be
With
perfect.
the
Because I still cried every time I watch it. No,
Yeah.
no one. That's
very
the only
sad.
scene in every movie that I cry because for someone that's seen it, it's the JP1 Brachiosaur, and you're like, oh, they killed it. Oh, why would they do that? And you
There-
start crying.
There's a
It
fan
might be
comment-
badness,
What?
but it might be badness. After watching the Minecraft movie, and I see her getting cooked by lava, I'm just like la 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 lava, bracky.
Oh my god. Perez.
There's a fan comic about that scene, where Godzilla just pulls
Yeah.
up.
Oh, I see that. Takes it for a ride.
Yeah, it's just like, you want some help?
That would be cool.
I can't believe they left.
Crossover.
I can't believe they left you. All these times I
Yeah.
help these humans, they can't even help my own creatures.
So now, like, every time I see that clip reposted, like on TikTok, I always go to the comments, and there's always someone who goes like, "Don't worry, Godzilla showed up to help her."
Okay.
But it is sad.
Yeah. So I guess that we can go ahead and call it good there, unless we have any final thoughts to leave off on. I will take the silence as a no.
Make the Giga a villain. Other than that,
Yeah, that's our final
make
thought.
it an actual villain, please.
So yeah,
Good season though.
yeah, good season, fantastic season. I feel like we talked a little bit more about other stuff than the season,
Yeah.
but to be fair, a lot of that other stuff kind of tied into the season. So
Yes. Yeah.
there we go.
We do get distracted quite easily.
Yeah. So the title of this video will probably mostly be like, hey, we talk about the Jurassic franchise. Anyway, so yeah, thank you everybody for watching and or listening. Of course, if you are watching on YouTube, please know that we are on Spotify as well. And I think you are going to be on Apple Music. You're
Yeah, we're
setting us up.
building Apple Pod.
Yeah, we're expanding. We're expanding the Paleopod empire. So yeah, go ahead and check that out if you're more so someone who wants to listen on different platforms. Be sure to check out all of our other social media. We have Starry. He was our guest for today on the bottom left right here. Everybody say thank you in the comments for him dropping by and talking with us. It was really awesome to have you, man. Lakota is of course on the bottom right with his broken shelf. I just noticed. And on the top right, we now have formerly Jurassic World Biology, currently Paleo Pizza, and on the top left is, of course, me, Dino Guy. So be sure to check out all of our other social medias, and thank you for watching and or listening.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Bye bye.